You don't need a design degree, you don't need fancy connection or even a client to start designing book covers. If you want to get into the book cover design industry, you've got to make the covers first. That's literally how I got hired for Lockwood Co. So I always get asked this question, how to break into book cover design. And the truth is, you don't wait for commissions. You create the work first. I actually started by joining challenges in the first place, and I was just making book covers and logos for fun and to practice. And I was just posting them every day. And somewhere along the way, real projects started to find me. And when I work on book covers now, the process goes something like this. I meet with the client online, I write down my ideas, I do some research, and then I sketch out logos. And once we've landed on a concept, I refine it, vectorize it, add the colors, and then finally deliver the final files. But it all began because I make the work first before anyone asked me to do it. And that's why I love challenges so much. They're a chance to create the kind of projects you dream of. And if book covers are your dream too, maybe the Lettering Style Challenge can be where it starts for you. If you're new to this channel, I'm Aurélie and I'm a lettering artist. And in this video, I will share with you how I worked on this project for Lockwood Co. They contacted me end of last year and I started working on the project earlier this year. And I'll show you the entire thing, all of the meetings, the changes that we did, and how I created the logo, vectorized it. And this is what it looks like. Super proud of it. I think it turned out great. We didn't have too many changes, but just a couple of back and forths, which I think really added to the final design. Obviously, I haven't got my hands on the final book cover. It's still getting printed, but I just couldn't wait to share this video with you guys and show you the project. So I hope you enjoy. Uncomfortable places of all. Today is the day we're working on the logo design for Lockwood Co. I'm going to start sketching some concepts. I listened to the audiobook over the Christmas break and I had a great time. It was a great book. I really like Lockwood. It reminded me a lot of Sherlock Holmes. I'm going to start by just gathering ideas, going online, trying to look at what's been done before for this particular logo, like what people have done for Lockwood Co in the past. And then I'm going to just freestyle some logo on paper and just go wild with the concept and really not overthink it and start to just jot down as many ideas as possible, as many options for composition and different typefaces I could be using. And once I've done that, I'll have a better overview of what my options are, and then I will start picking the options that I think will be best suited for this logo. So far the research has been pretty good. I have noticed recently that there are a lot of AI generated images on Pinterest, and that is driving me nuts when I'm doing research, because when I'm doing research I want to see the real thing. I want to see what people have done, like real legitimate photos. Like I don't want to see anything AI generated. For example, if I'm typing vintage furniture, I want to see actual vintage furniture from the past. I don't want to see something that's not real and that does not exist in real life. But with Lockwood Co, I'm seeing a lot of fan art, things that have been done by real people who have actually read the book. So far, I'm seeing some very interesting type treatment. Everything is kind of like very blocky, kind of all very similar. I think what the client wants for this one is something a little bit more vintage. This is the mood board they've sent me. So the lettering is definitely a bit more Victorian, a little bit more detailed with a few more flourishes. I think they also said they didn't want something too feminine, which I tend to do a lot. So I'm going to try and be careful not to make it too feminine. And it kind of has to be spooky, sinister, and have an eerie color palette. So I'm not going to worry about the color palette just now. I'm just going to worry about the black and white logo. Okay, I'm gonna show you the images I've gathered so far. So I've got this one, which is just very blocky, very condensed, and I kind of like what they did with the lock and the rapiers, but I won't be doing something like that. I really love this font as well. This is, I think, the logo they've used the most on most of the books. I find it a little bit too modern for some reason. This is probably a little bit too, I don't know, gothic in my opinion. I really love that when they do like collages like that, where they put like all of the images and they have Sherlock Holmes and Ghostbuster, of course, because that's pretty much what it is. It is a retelling of Sherlock Holmes and Ghostbuster. That's kind of what they gave me. I need to just do the logo, which is going to be placed here. So this is where I'm at. I am going to grab my favorite or my latest. Let's see. I think I'm gonna grab this one. That's the one I used for. Oh yeah, that's where I have my notes actually. I did take some notes during our phone call, our Zoom call. Got hair on my face. They wanted something dark, grungy, London-esque, steampunk, something kind of gender neutral with more metallic brass, something that resembles an iron gate with rapiers and chains. I love that. They will need a vector version as well, so I will provide them with that, which is good to know right from the beginning. So if you ever have to design a book cover, always make sure you ask the client beforehand if they are going to need a vector version of the logo, because sometimes they don't and sometimes they do. So always make sure you ask before commencing the project. So I'm gonna grab this notebook, I'm gonna grab a pencil, and I'm gonna start sketching. Let's go. Whenever I'm working on something like this, I always like to just figure out the composition first, not worrying too much about the shape of each letter form, kind of just figuring out how I'm going to position each element. I think I'm gonna go with an option like this one, where it's like first letter and the last letter kind of bigger, and the word Co underneath Lockwood. I want to go with an option as well where it's everything on one line, Lockwood Co. So it's like a longer logo, and then we can place the subtitle, the title of the book underneath, which in this case would be The Screaming Staircase as the first book. Then I want to go with another option where the lettering is kind of going up, which allows me to kind of fit the word Co underneath the word Lockwood and create like a lockup almost like a barber logo, which I think is quite vintage. Definitely would fit the vibe of this book. These are my 3 options for now. I'm gonna keep playing and maybe refine some of those options, still keeping them very rough. But now I can move on maybe to adding a few more details so I know what letter forms I'm dealing with and if I'm going to add any type of details. Kind of really liking this one. I got this idea of putting like a rapier in the center to kind of symbolize the symmetry, and having like a scroll for any subtitle and having everything on one line, which I think is really cool. Like I could add some little vintage ornaments like filigrees and stuff. That would look really cool. That's going to be sketch number 1. Now to try and find something for ID number 2 and ID number 3. So I've got 3 versions. That's the first version. Everything is on one line and has a rapier. Then I have a second version, which is a bit more like a logo going up, which is a bit more like a barber logo. A bit more vintage, a bit more masculine, a bit more Western a little bit. And then the last one is this one, which is a bit more my style. So this one is a bit more gothic, more symmetrical, and a bit more like a logo. And we can have the heading at the bottom. So these are the 3 options, and I'm gonna put them on a PDF mockup. I can give them numbers so they can refer to concept 1, 2, or 3. Everybody knows you have a messy desktop.
Hey Emily, just got an email across my amazement at the logo designs, especially concept 1.
It's January 30th and we got some changes from the client. They love this concept, so the first concept, and they just want to see what it would look like with a small delicate chain at the top, so near the rapier here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. But so far this is pretty good feedback because they love this concept, and the author as well, Jonathan, apparently loves this one. So we did it. And the great news is, guys, that in my RetroSign Toolkit 2.0, I, of course, have a rusty chain brush that I made myself. So this is perfect. I don't even have to draw it. I just have to add the chain somewhere and play around with it and see how I go. So this version of the logo has been approved, so I'm currently vectorizing it. Yes, I'm going to vectorize all of it by hand. So I did every single element by tracing by hand, and I'm going to do that for the lettering as well. So I'm not using the live trace option. I think it's just not good. It just doesn't make the details super sharp and super crisp. It takes a little bit more time, but the result is so much better. I'm going to show you so you can see. If I take this lettering and go image trace, you can see that it's created a vector, but all of the details, like the little serif on the side, they're not the same. So this one is a little bit square and this one is super pointy. So this is something I want to avoid, and the only way to do that is to do it manually. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's it, guys. I hope you got something out of this video and that sharing my process gave you a little spark of inspiration. And honestly, book cover design can feel like this huge, impossible dream, but it really starts small. You just need to start sketching, experimenting with different ideas, and just sharing your work online. And that's exactly what I did before anyone ever commissioned me. And if you want to try it for yourself, just download the free prompt guide for the challenge underneath this video. So the prompts are there to take the pressure off and give you a starting point, so you're never staring at a blank page. And my biggest tip is don't overthink it. Just pick one prompt, make something and put it out there. You'll learn so much faster by creating than waiting until you feel ready. And remember, you don't need special connections or a degree to do this. You just need to start making the work that feels like you in your own style, so you attract the people that connect with it. And that's how the right opportunities come. So if designing book covers is your dream, or designing logos for movie posters, or whatever it might be, this challenge is the perfect place to begin. I can't wait to see what you create. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.